Ladies and gentlemen, this is TVP World. You're watching another edition of Military Mind, bringing you news from the front lines. I'm your host, Benjamin Lee. Overnight into August 17th, Russian forces attacked Ukraine with 128 strike drones. According to the Ukrainian Air Force, Russian UAVs struck 14 locations across the country. Local Odesa region officials said Russian forces once again targeted port infrastructure in the area. A civilian vessel sailing under the flag of Togo was damaged in the attack, and 4 people were wounded. Russia's defense ministry, meanwhile, claimed that the strikes on the port of Odesa hit a Foothold-class patrol boat and fuel storage tanks. Now, in the port of Izmail, Moscow claimed that it targeted a terminal allegedly used to unload vessels carrying military cargo, as well as warehouses storing unmanned surface vessels. In the Dnipro region, 5 people were wounded in Russian attacks, which also damaged private homes, vehicles, and other civilian infrastructure. Kherson also came under heavy fire for another consecutive night. One of the city's riverside districts was targeted with artillery and drones. 1 man was wounded in a strike on a residential area. It has also emerged that over the past week, Russian forces carried out 13 strikes across different regions of Ukraine, targeting facilities belonging to Naftogaz, Ukraine's largest national oil and gas company. Company representatives say Moscow is increasingly focusing its attack on gas production infrastructure. Naftogaz has confirmed serious damage to production facilities and equipment, while operations at some sites have been suspended due to repeated Russian strikes. Now, the disruption poses an additional risk as Ukraine approaches the winter heating season. On the front line, Russian forces have continued offensive operations across several sectors in recent days, while Ukraine's defense forces have strengthened their defensive positions. One of the areas under pressure is the eastern part of the Sumy region. Russian forces are reportedly using small infantry groups of just 1 to 3 soldiers almost daily to infiltrate between Ukrainian positions, despite sustaining persistent losses. One of the main challenges for Ukrainian troops in the area is vegetation. Grass in some locations has grown to more than 2 meters tall, providing cover for small Russian assault groups and making them extremely difficult to detect. Russia continues to actively modernize its aerial terror capabilities on the front lines. Moscow's troops have updated their dangerous tactic involving FPV drones waiting in ambush mode, now making them capable of detecting Ukrainian military equipment by engine sound. These so-called Zhdun drones are equipped with a sensitive microphone and a basic audio processing module. While on the ground and fully camouflaged, the drone remains in deep sleep mode and does not transmit a video signal. And as soon as the acoustic sensor detects the characteristic rumble of approaching heavy machinery, a truck or pickup, the system automatically activates the drone and sends a signal to the operator. Once the pilot receives a signal that a target is approaching, the drone instantly takes off and strikes the vehicle from point-blank range, leaving the driver no time to maneuver. The Ukrainian Air Force continues to demonstrate pinpoint accuracy and devastating firepower in the battles for the Donbas. Near the city of Konstiantynivka, the crew of a Ukrainian Su-27 fighter jet carried out a lightning-fast, high-precision strike, bombing a building that Russian infantry had turned into a temporary command and observation post and a springboard for subsequent assault operations. Thanks to the precise work of their Air Force and aerial reconnaissance, the Russians' attempt to gain a foothold on yet another line of defense turned into an instant and complete fiasco. During another nighttime raid, Ukrainian operators of a heavy bomber UAV known as Baba Yaga tracked down and completely destroyed a Russian T-72 main battle tank. The incident was yet another striking example of how advanced technology and the skill of Ukrainian pilots can neutralize the enemy's multi-million-dollar armor forces. Now, the math behind this combat episode highlights its effectiveness as well. Cost of a Ukrainian UAV, approximately $20,000, including night vision optics and a munition drop system. Price of an enemy equipment, at least $1 million for a refurbished or modernized T-72. Result? A weapon 50 times cheaper than its target turned the enemy's armor into a burning pile of scrap metal in a matter of seconds.
Здравствуйте, друзья. Вот что бывает с танком, когда прилетает Баба-Яга. Ничего от него не осталось. Фух, а вон башня отлетела. Жесть, конечно.
Recently, the commander of an assault company in the Ukrainian 475th Separate Assault Regiment demonstrated incredible courage and steely resolve when he personally drove a burning pickup truck through enemy fire to reach wounded soldiers and evacuate them from the heart of the battle. A ground-based robotic platform was dispatched to carry out the evacuation, but it was attacked by a Russian drone. The wounded were left in open terrain at risk of another strike. The assault company commander then got into a pickup truck himself, made his way to the damaged armored personnel carrier, loaded the wounded into the vehicle, and then transported them back to his own lines. He acted so quickly that he did not even have the time to put on his body armor. And with that footage, we conclude this edition of Military Mind. But for more news, update, and commentary, please stay tuned to TVP World.